What is up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new week of Ultra Marathon Runner versus the sub 5-minute mile. And things have been trending subparly, if you will. So we've been dealing with the heat, the pollen, and just, learning how to freaking run. So the main goal, the big goal that will probably take a couple years is going to be trying to get a sub 15-hour 100-miler. But to do that, I'm going to actually have to learn how to run for the first time. So I've been gritting my teeth through these ultra marathons for the last couple of years, and now I want to actually learn how to run, how to do some foot turnover, how to control pace, the different pace zones. So I'm going all the way down to the mile and starting from there. So this is the first challenge. Then we'll go to 5K, 10K, half marathon, marathon, blah, blah, blah. But first, the main focus is going to be that sub 5-minute mile. And for the first couple of weeks, we were still hitting around like 80 to 90 miles. And I think with all the extra stimulus, because I haven't ever really done speed workouts, that I was kind of pushing it a little bit too much. So I had to lower the mileage so my body could really absorb some of the speed training and this threshold work that I've been doing. So that's what we did last week. On week 3, we lowered the mileage to 71 miles and really focused on trying to get as many good reps and as fast as possible good reps, so my body can start understanding that foot turnover, start understanding that threshold pace. And that's really what I want to focus on rather than trying to develop the whole thing, because I was kind of training still like more of a marathoner or like a faster ultra marathon runner. And I really just want to focus on each step so then I can work way back up. So not going to be pushing the Monday workouts, just going to slowly work my way back into it and do this Monday function check. I'll throw in some strides to prime my body for tomorrow's speed sessions, where we'll be doing 2 double T sessions tomorrow. Let's get out there and let's get these zone 2 runs done. So we are on for our second run of the day. Just a quick little spin up. I'll probably only do 3 to 4 miles. Just get the blood flowing again. Really, this is more of a cool down run because it's only been like 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours since my last run. That run ended up being 8 miles, did around 7 strides at the end, and I went a little bit higher than I wanted to. I was like top zone 2, but didn't push like hard at all. So it just got a little hot. It was beautiful out all day, perfect running weather, forecast like around like 65, and then right when I started running, the sun came out, got up to like 75, which isn't bad at all. I'm not going to complain, but about 50% humidity, and it just got a little toasty out, but not too bad. So warm after in that run, and now just gonna spin the legs. Had a bunch of water, ate some steak and rice and some green beans, got refueled, and then once again, just spinning up the legs. So I'll hit these couple miles, and that'll be it for today. All right, it is Tuesday and it is double threshold day. I picked up the girls, they're right here. They have a little picnic set up, and we're just gonna do 10 to 12 half-mile repeats around this community track field area. So it's pretty flat, and hopefully I can get the work that I need done. On this track, the pollen is really high, so I'm gonna have to wear a mask for this run. And right when I stepped outside, it got up to about 80 degrees. So it's gonna be a hot one, got some ice. So I might ice a little bit, but gonna stay hydrated, gonna stay hydrated, gonna carb up and try to push these half-mile repeats as much as possible. But let's get out there and let's start. Huh, girls?
Yeah.
All right, there we have it. 10 reps, and I think I was going like at 90 seconds, 95 to a minute 40 for each one. So not that fast, but got the work done. Yeah, definitely got in the correct stimulus, so stayed around like 167, and then on the last one, the last couple I pushed up to like
174, 170. So right where I wanted it to be. So good workout. Gonna do some cool down miles and then head back home, get another threshold session later tonight. All right, so we are on the back end of our second double threshold of the day, and it is not going that well. So I am gonna make it a little bit easier. So the prescribed workout was 3 times 10 minutes at sublactic threshold, so around like 167 heart rate for myself, and I got through 2 of them, and on the second one I almost freaking died, so I had to jump off, give myself a extra minute of rest and then jump back on. So I'm gonna split this up because I don't want to be absolutely wrecked tomorrow and have it affect the Thursday workout if I do too. So I'm gonna split it up. I'm not saying like always sham out of runs, but you can still put in the work just in a different way that's a little bit less difficult on your system. I mean, these 10-minute surges, I was running at like a 5:43 pace, and yeah, I was freaking dying. After I jumped off on the second set around 6 minutes in, I switched it to like a 5:50 pace, and I was still dying. So I know I have to change it up a little bit just because, you know, I want to be nice and ready for the next set. So just listen to the body. Gonna still get in some good work, but at the end of this run, I should have about 8 miles, and that'll be around 16 miles total for the day, with about an hour or so of threshold work in this single day. So yeah, pretty good day of training. I got my ass kicked, had a lot of fun. I think I narrowed down some of my issues when I'm running outside. I think I changed my form quite a bit when I'm running outside opposed to this treadmill. So that will be something that I'm really focusing on when I'm running outside. And yeah, that's it. Let's go. Let's finish this workout. All right, so you know what that's called? That's called being stupid. So I got a wild hair on my butt after talking about how I'm going to be safe and alter my workout and just do one on, one off. And then, you know, got into it and finished the last set without stopping once. So, you know, sometimes you got to be a dumb ranger and not a smart ranger. And I mean, I was watching my heart rate. The heart rate only got up to like 175. I didn't feel any twinges. So I'm glad that I got that last set done and under my legs, because that second set was an absolute shit show. And I think I was just having like a poo-poo pee-pee party because I had, you know, the burger sloshing around and getting side stitches. But a lot of times when that's happening, I just have to remind myself, like, oh, you've done this before, and you've dealt with side stitches before, and you've dealt with uncomfort before. And if it's not sharp shooting pain or something that's absolutely detrimental, you could probably get through it. So got through that workout and glad I did. Hopefully I don't pay for it tomorrow, but tomorrow is going to be a really easy recovery day. Probably just one run, might hit up the sauna and do a little lifting. But yeah, today was a really good day of work. Once again, we got in 10 half-mile repeats, 8 miles total, and then ended up doing 3 times 10-minute surges into like Z3, Z4, getting the heart rate up to 167 to 174. So got in a lot of really good work. That ended up being about 9 miles. So that was a pretty volume heavy day. So definitely going to have to eat a lot more carbs tonight and get a lot more hydration so I can start refueling or repairing my body while I'm sleeping tonight, and continue the recovery process tomorrow, and then hit it hard again for Thursday. Thursday might just be one workout. We're going to go by feel until we can really establish like the speed workout legs. It's been like a month, but my legs are still trying to catch up. So it's going to be a long process, and we're just going to slowly keep building up the volume and building up the threshold volume. So yeah, good day of work. Let's see you tomorrow.
On Thursday, I ended On Thursday, I ended up taking the girls to the YMCA. So I do that early in the morning so they can get out of the house since they're on summer break and have a little bit of fun. There's this thing called Fun Zone where I basically drop them off and they'll watch them up to 2 hours while I can go out and run and work out. So I went over across the street and tried to run on the track at a local high school. All the schools are out right now. So I was like, oh yeah, awesome. I can go and get a track workout in. And for some reason in Maryland, all the tracks are completely fenced in and locked up like shackles. It's like, let me in. But every single track that I've tried so far has been locked up. I don't freaking understand it. Even greedy ass Virginia has open tracks to the public. So I will hop a fence every now and again if I really want to get a workout, but I mostly follow the rules and follow the laws. So I didn't want to risk it since the girls were being watched at the YMCA. So I ended up going back into the YMCA. I wasted a bunch of time trying to find a track to go and get my workout in. And I only have about an hour and a half in the morning to get a workout before work and having to clock in and get my work done. So I had a limited amount of time, jumped on the YMCA treadmill, ended up doing 12 times 400 meters and then 5 times 200 meters. And the 200 meters, I was at 5-minute flat pace. And I was really focusing on good, proper form and really putting that pressure and power underneath my legs and pushing off. So that ended up being a pretty good workout. And then I still have a little bit of meathead in me, a little bit of rangering, and I wanted to lift a little bit of weights. And I went over and did some hang clings to work on my explosive power. And I felt my back just freaking pop. So, I meatheaded a little bit too hard and I felt it. And I stopped immediately, and then I went into full damage control right then and there. So when I got home, I ended up using the Theragun on my back quite a bit, stretching it out, rolling it out, and not really doing much. I wanted to do a double threshold that day, but instead I just made sure that I got some blood flowing into my system, ended up doing 3 really slow miles, and then got a lot of sleep. I tried to get like 9 hours of sleep so I could give my body some time to actually recover.
All right, it is Friday and we are doing our makeup speed session. So yesterday I was going to do another speed session and then I pulled my back trying to do some hang clings in the gym because I'm a silly man. I was just like, oh, I just got done running like 8 miles. Better go do some heavy hang clings like I used to. And yeah, my body was not ready for that. So have to work my way back into the Olympic lifting, especially Olympic lifting because it's so explosive and so technical. So I did get in 4 sets of 10 with 135. So my power has not dropped dramatically, but yeah, I should have worked more into it. But I just got done with 20 times 400 meters with about a minute to 2 minute rest. It's like 82 degrees out, so it's super freaking hot. I had on a neck bandana for most of that, and then I also was drinking ice water and trying to stay as cool as possible. But man, it was hot. It's a black track and it was just like no shade and it's super hot out, but it was windy, so that's why I'm recording here. It was super windy, so that helped cool it down quite a bit. And then with the ice pack, the wind hitting me, it really helped cool down, so I didn't overheat too much. So that was a good session. I am just slow. I was like blaming the trails and like the up and down. No, I'm just slow. So that was a really good indication of my foot speed and my power technique. So I have a tendency to not push off hard enough, and I need to put that power into my feet more. That's what that track had really helped me realize, that sometimes I'll just kind of go in the motion of like having quick cadence, but not really putting the power into my feet to push me forward. And since I'm, 180 pounds, 182 pounds, I'm gonna have to really like focus on that to get power moving forward, instead of kind of just like how I would on the treadmill where I'm just really just moving my feet. So definitely have to be cognizant of that and really work on that, and then also not be so picky on where I'm actually doing these repeats, because I was hitting like 82 second 400 meters, and that was around the same as everywhere else. So yeah, that's a really good indication that I can continue doing my neighborhood loops and continue trying to get as fast as possible wherever I'm at, even if I don't have access to a track. So yeah, it was a really good workout, really good day, got in a lot of good work, and then tomorrow's just going to be a long run, and that'll wrap up the week. Yeah. It is a long run day, so it's Saturday and just taking it super chill. So zone 2, middle of zone 2, 15 miles just on the treadmill, making sure that I'm not overdoing it, since I did the speed workout yesterday where I got in 20 times 400 meters on the track, and it was hot, bro. It was hot. So I was iced up, so it didn't take too much out of me, but just making sure that I'm keeping it even kill. But yeah, today was a good day. We did a early Father's Day kind of celebration, had some all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet, and just chilled out. Had a lot of fun, tried to properly hydrate, chill out, start the recovery process a little bit, and then jumped on the treadmill to get in 15 miles. So yeah, just gonna knock out this run, focusing on, if there's any twinges or tweaks or sore muscles from all the speed workouts that we did this week. Other than that, yeah, nothing's really too bad. I'm working on my form a little bit, working on my push-off of my feet, and trying to get the flexation, the dorsiflexion and whatever of my feet to really push it off and bring it back, because working out on the track really highlighted that. But other than that, my form was looking pretty good. So I think there's a couple more tweaks that I can do, just a little bit more push off, a little bit more power, and then I should be good to go. So really just focusing on that on this long run, hydrating, probably get in like a liter to a liter and a half of water, and get in 150, probably like 100 grams of carbs during this run. I'm not gonna over push it because I'm gonna play video games tonight, maybe have some snackies, have a couple beers, but that's about it. Yeah, let's get this long run done, and then we'll wrap this week up.
All right, so there we have it. That wraps up the first month of ultra marathon runner versus the sub 5 minute mile. And yeah, I mean, I'm really starting to understand what I have to focus on and adapt my training to. So the mileage is starting to come down. I ended up getting 71 miles total again and got in 4 total speed workouts. The body is feeling just like I would feel if I ran like 100 to 110 mile week. So my body is still adapting to this new stimulus, and it is still trying to absorb all the training. So I'm taking it easy. I'm not trying to over push it, and I'm adapting to each one of these workouts and adapting my training, because once again, I am still learning, and this is going to be a lot of trial by fire and really figuring out what I actually have to focus on and work on. But things are starting to illuminate a little bit, and I'm starting to understand my body a lot more and my paces a lot more. And I think it's just going to keep rolling and rolling onto itself. So I have been being very, very consistent with the speed workouts and my time and tempo. And as I keep on going into my training, I just have to keep being able to adapt and learn and figure things out as we go. So yeah, it was a good week of training, got in a lot of really good work, and this is why we're doing it. We're doing this to learn, and we're learning by fire. We're learning by jumping straight into the volcano and trying to crawl our way out, because that's the way I like to do things. I'm an all or nothing kind of guy, and that's exactly what we're doing with this actual challenge. So if you are feeling stagnant in your life, go and find something that scares you, because in that fear, in that learning, in that adaptation, that's when you really start growing, and that's when you can really start having some fun. So do not be afraid to be uncomfortable, because that is how you become an average savage. So get out there, chip away, become an average savage, and let's go, and let's fucking get it. Let's go.